that you see me learning, growing, and doing my best. And that is enough.
This message presented by the PIAA and the Pennsylvania State Athletic Directors Association.
I'm Tony Goldwyn. As an actor and a director, I attend a lot of screenings. But there's one that's different. It's important, and it could save your life. A lung cancer screening. You know, I lost my mom to lung cancer when she was just 68 years old. And if she'd had a screening, I might have had her for a lot more years. But by the time her disease was detected, it was too late. It had already progressed to an advanced stage. Lung cancer screening is the key to early detection when the disease is most treatable, even curable. All it takes is a low-dose CT scan, which is quick and painless and requires no special preparation. So if you think that you might be at risk for lung cancer, please talk to your doctor about screening. Early detection could save your life. Go-To for lung cancer is your go-to. For more information about screenings, visit goto.org.
You're listening to 99.3 FM, presented by St. Barnabas, in addition to 1230 WBVP Beaver Falls.
Welcome to the Best of Beaver County, presented by St. Barnabas, a weekly segment dedicated to putting the focus on the amazing things and the amazing people behind them in Beaver County. The Best of Beaver County is sponsored by and content is provided by St. Barnabas. The show airs every Thursday from 11 to 11:30 on WBVP, WMBA, 99.3 FM, and Facebook Live. Now, with no further ado, let's welcome host Mike Romigh to introduce today's program.
All right. And we have an exciting program for you today. We always introduce people who are doing special things in Beaver County, businesses who are important to Beaver County. It's quality of life issues that we like to talk about the most. And today, I'm Facebook friends with this young lady. And it just dawned on me, why don't I invite her on the show? Because she's all over the place. Just about every public library within 500 miles of Beaver County, personal care homes, and making special appearances at parades and all over the place. She is, and you know her already. You know her, you love her. You can't get enough of her, as they say. It's Vintage Debbie. Hello, Debbie. How are you?
Hi, Mike. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's wonderful to have you here, and you look just like you do on your Facebook feeds.
Hey, yeah, makeup is great.
Yeah. And speaking of makeup, I see you brought the king with you today.
I brought my son with me today.
Howdy.
He's my Elvis.
Yes.
His name's Davey Wagner.
Hello, Davey. How are you?
Good. How about yourself, sir?
Very good. Hooking up with your mom and, all the little old ladies out there. Do they love when Elvis comes on?
Oh, lots of photos.
What do they?
McGuire Home, big time.
Oh, yeah.
Big time. We just did an act
We
there.
just did McGuire Home, and they just loved him.
What a wonderful place that is, huh?
Oh, I love McGuire Home.
Yeah.
I love.
Very
We had
good.
so. I discoed with them.
I didn't know that.
They loved disco.
Yeah. Well,
They get in the wheelchairs. That's the most fun. It's just fun.
That was part of my growing up, the disco era.
Yeah.
So what songs did they? What songs appealed to them?
We did
YMCA.
YMCA.
Yeah.
We did Shake Your
Celebrate.
Booty.
Yeah.
They wanted it all.
Oh,
Okay, very good.
Plus the old 50s and 60s. I do a lot of the decades. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
About 7.5 years ago, I was with a singing partner, and then I decided to go out on my own because I wanted to focus on the decades and specific types of characters. In fact, we're dressed today in the 1950s decade because we're going to Villa St. Joseph and doing their birthday party. We have a big birthday party for them second Thursday of every month, and I'm blessed to be the performer for that.
Yeah. Villa
Every
St.
month.
Joseph, what a
Wonderful
How
place.
do you get these places? How do you find these places, or how do they find you?
Well, I'm very blessed because I know a lot of people in the area. I'm a yacker. You can tell because he's on Facebook with me. I like to talk, and I love people. I enjoy people, and I love getting to know them and different, as friends. And that's really why I decided to do what I do. Okay. And so by just talking with people, and I'm always dressed as something goofy.
Now, I mentioned earlier when I was talking, I said you have more costumes than Mayor Val McKelvey in New Brighton because she has a lot of costumes as well.
Well, I used to direct musical theater and acting, and
Where?
I did art in this area. I'm not originally from here. I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Oh, okay.
And
we won't
but
hold
my
that
husband
against you.
was an airline pilot for U.S. Air.
Great.
And we ended up here in the 90s, and I had my sons. I have two sons, Davey and Dan.
They're
And
both, Davey travels with you, but Dave is also a part of it because I see you guys even at home.
Yes.
You know, it's constant entertainment.
yeah, poor thing. Yeah.
We make a lot of content.
Even our
We
dogs
do.
getting into
Yeah.
it. We have a big Bernedoodle named Mr. Cookie, and he is becoming a therapy dog so that he can go to the personal care, memory care, and skilled nursing with us. And Dave comes with me sometimes. He has his own business called Angle of Attack, and he does media stuff. So
Oh, okay.
that's
Social
why I
media
pulled
stuff?
him in.
Photography, a lot of
content
photography?
creation. Yeah, I make ads. I've been a registered drone pilot for about 5 years, and I actually teach at CCBC, and I'm working with one of the YMCA's currently.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing some educational things.
Yeah,
like
on
with that.
content, stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Okay, excellent. And you are a graduate of Lincoln Park Performing
am,
Arts.
yeah.
Okay, so this is just natural for you.
Yeah, it's definitely just a lot of performance. I used to do a lot of different things at Lincoln Park. In fact, I'll be doing a master class in a couple weeks. We've been getting that scheduled, which is
Yeah.
kind of fun, and I'll be going over some drone related activities because like I stated,
Yes.
I'm a drone pilot. I'm a registered drone pilot. I've flown for about 5 years, and I've worked on kind of like how Vintage Debbie is. She goes all over the place. I go all over the place with a lot of different jobs as well.
And so, drone pilot isn't that much different from when your dad was a pilot for U.S. Air.
I think it all links really well. It does. I even when I was like a very small kid, I wrote a little paper about how I wanted to be a pilot like my dad, and I'm actually really scared of flying planes. That terrifies me. But drones are like much better for me.
Yeah.
That's a better vibe.
Is it hard to figure them out? I mean, when you're starting.
Yeah, there's different levels. I would just say there's a lot of it's automated nowadays, so it is actually pretty easy to get like started. But then when you start getting into manual flying, it takes a bit of time.
Okay.
There's a couple different methods.
Yeah, I have a grandson who has a drone, and the first time he put it up, he ran it into the wall.
Oh yeah.
So,
He needs Dave's class.
It's part of the deal. We all crash. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm part of the Pittsburgh Drone Masters, and we crash all the time.
Pittsburgh Drone Masters.
Yeah, it's out in Pittsburgh. They're out in Crafton. They're real cool.
See, Debbie, that's what happens when you get old. You're not in touch with these sort of things
I know.
anymore.
You should see what he does. He has these little ones that
They're called tiny whoops.
Tiny whoops, and
Yeah.
they go. He makes obstacle courses, and they do. It's really cool.
Yeah.
I wish I could do
Fly
it.
with goggles. You
I
put
don't have the
goggles on
patience,
and
so
stuff.
it's
It's very
cool.
cool. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
okay.
fun
And
stuff.
and it's like what are those things that they put on their face?
Oh, like a VR headset.
VR
Yeah.
headsets,
yeah.
Yeah, but it's real world.
Okay.
It's a
Yeah.
real camera.
Yeah.
And so you're flying in your real world. You get to see yourself and everything.
Well, we
Right.
see more drone usage now with television news and all over the place.
Oh yeah.
All over.
Yeah, and they don't have to buy helicopters anymore. Send them up in the air.
Yeah, no, it's
probably
a lot.
safer.
It's a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Probably safer,
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, because you lose a drone, how much do you lose?
right?
Depends on the drone.
It could be very expensive. So, Debbie Wagner,
Yes.
you were a teacher. You were
I was a teacher of the arts for many years, all through the United States. Moved here in the 90s, worked for Beaver County Christian School, did their musicals, did their art stuff.
okay.
And then later on, I homeschooled both my sons, and I ran a drama group, Salt and Light Drama, and we did all kinds of productions. And then later on, I did all kinds of different things, but this was always my passion. When I lived in Florida, I started working with senior communities, and I love the senior communities. And so this is what I'm going to do until the good Lord takes me.
Yeah, well, there's no end to senior communities in Florida, that's for sure.
Oh, no.
But we're
I
getting a lot
love the
around
Beaver
here.
County. I love
Yeah.
the Beaver County area. And I go
Yeah.
up to Zealy a lot for pass event. I do a lot of pass event. And at the Villa, I mean, I wanted to mention a couple because
Yeah.
it's just I thought they might get a kick out of it. Cambridge Village, Lutheran Senior Life, I'm at McGuire Home, at Center at the Mall, all the pass event stuff up in Zealy, and then I do the libraries, which we were talking about.
Right.
I have a big library tour. I have a
Tell us
poster.
about it, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to make sure people saw it.
Where are you going? You're going somewhere this afternoon.
I'm going to Villa St. Joseph.
Okay.
And we're still known as the 50s for their birthday party. But on Friday, tomorrow at 6 o'clock, we will be at the Carnegie Free Library of Midland, which is right by Lincoln Park. And it's a 1970s show. We're going to do disco, Fleetwood Mac, all that stuff that we grew up with. In fact, I'm dressing as Stevie Nicks.
Okay. Well,
And
I can see that.
Yeah, Davey's coming as, I don't know.
Who are you coming as?
He's
Probably some form of like 70s Elvis.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, Elvis.
70s.
The fat Elvis.
Yeah, exactly.
Fat
The fat one,
Elvis,
yeah.
there we go.
Might have
Viva
to-
Las
might have to
Vegas.
stuff a pillow or something, right? Yeah.
And then when we have Senior Day at the mall, I'll be there when you are there, Mike, and I'll
Yes.
visit with you. And B.F. Jones Memorial Library at 2 o'clock. After that, I'm doing 1950s, which is
Okay.
what I'm wearing right now.
Yeah.
Stuff like "See You Later, Alligator," stuff
Okay.
like that.
Yeah.
And then on May 15th, I'll be at Laughlin Memorial Library at 2 o'clock, and that is the 60s,
Yeah.
groovy 60s.
All right. I saw you looked a little like was Janis Joplin.
Yeah,
there
I tried
a
to
bit.
channel a
hippie
little
kind of thing going on.
Janice,
Yeah.
you know. And then the last two ones, if you don't mind, is June 11th is Monaca Library. That's 1970s again. I even have a disco ball.
Okay, you got to have a
And-
disco ball.
June 18th, Beaver Area Memorial is also groovy 1960s.
Okay.
All those shows are really fun. And if you need to get a hold of me, pick up the Beaver County Senior News. I write a column called Walking Down Memory Lane with Vintage Debbie, and all my contact information is there.
Okay. Do you get to pick which performance you're going to do at these libraries, or do they say, boy, we'd really like you to do the 60s?
No, I love the Beaver County libraries. I love them. They let me do anything I want. Last year I was Mary Poppins and all kinds of crazy stuff. I'm finding that the decades are going the best. I'm probably going to stick with that because at my shows we dance, we sing, we talk about memories. I mean, we were discoing like crazy at the Baden Library. It was, I couldn't believe it. It was a blast.
You have props that you take along with you. I see
Sometimes
people with
I take
streamers
props.
and
yeah,
that
streamers.
kind of stuff.
Thank you for and maracas and
Yeah.
and then at Christmas time I do the Jingle Bell Elves. I have a gang of people. And if any of my listeners here want to be a Jingle Bell Elf, get a hold of me. I do that for free, and people donate, and I give the money to whoever. This year it was B.F. Jones Library.
Okay.
Just the contributions, and then we sing Christmas songs as elves and do jingle bells.
Now, I'm thinking when I was a youngster, this was in the 60s, and I'd go to the library. If we even talked loud, they would shh, shh, and they threatened to kick you out. Now, you're in there performing, and they're
Yes.
letting you go.
The
Nobody's threatening to
libraries
kick you
have
out.
blossomed into the most wonderful thing. I will always do things at the library. And the Zillionople Library, I love to be part of them as well. Those are kind of my connections. Like, it seems like I'm in Zealy a lot, Beaver County a lot. I'm open to doing other things, but that just seems to be where I'm at right now. And I have so much work, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I used to do senior lunches, but I actually can't do them anymore because I just don't have time.
I'm hearing that because you're all over the place.
All over. But I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. And
Okay.
I'm really supportive of all that, you know. And I love to get to know everyone. So,
Yeah.
like, if they come out to the mall, I hope to meet you. You know, I'm coming in my
All right.
outfit. And
Are you going to perform at the mall? By any
no, I'm
chance?
just cruising around. Now, I sing at Center for the Mall for their big fundraiser every year. When did we do that? April?
Yeah, it was like
April.
about a month ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a great time.
It was a lot of fun.
I love the center. I love all the
Yeah.
places around here.
Circle of Friends and all the, they're just
yeah.
wonderful organizations.
And I was at St. Barnabas a while back. I need to get back there
Okay.
again. So
We'll
I
put in a good word for you.
Oh,
yeah,
thank
well,
you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Have you ever been over here to Beaver Meadows?
Yes,
Okay.
that's where I did perform there, but that was a couple years ago. I need to get back to
Okay.
clicking. Like I said, I go so many places, it's hard to get everything in.
Yeah, we
I
even
wish
did a Name That Tune.
we did. Oh,
At
yeah.
CCBC,
At
they had a
CCBC.
vintage. What was that? That was their fundraiser, wasn't it?
Vintage Holiday.
Vintage Holiday, and that was during Christmas time.
Vintage
Yeah, I'm glad
Holly.
you
Oh,
remembered
okay. I thought maybe it was a Buddy Holly thing.
No.
Vintage
He
Holiday.
dressed as an elf. I dressed as a 1950s Mrs. Claus. And we did Name
1950s.
That Tune, and they killed it. They all knew
Oh,
all
they-
the
yeah,
songs.
they were so
They
good.
knew it all.
Name that tune. So how do you pull that off? You just start a song and say, what is that? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, so it's like I think we did 20 seconds.
We did
so
20
we did the
seconds.
20 seconds of it, and then
Ah,
we
okay.
asked what Christmas Carol was it, and then what artist of that time period did it. So like
Yeah.
Nat King Cole was one of them.
Yeah.
Just different, those kind of
Yes.
things.
Very
It was
good.
fun.
You
It
know,
was fun.
several years ago, we were on a cruise ship, and they had a Name That Tune thing. And my wife and my in-laws were there, and they used me as a ringer because I spent so much time in radio.
yeah?
And I was a DJ at one time. And so we won because I could name the
Bravo.
tunes.
Bravo.
But that's what you're into. And David, you play a very important role in this act.
Yeah, so I have been working with my mom for about 2.5 years. Initially, I was more the content creator, so a lot of her photos, videos, I produced most of those. And but lately, I've been more into the singing mode. So we've been actually working on a lot of duets
Yes.
and those kind of things. I still do photos for her, but as you know, she has a ton of photos already from
Too
me,
many.
so
Yeah.
so I
Too
don't
many.
even really need to do as much as I used to. But initially, I did a lot of content making for her. Yes.
And now you're a real part of the act.
Yeah.
Yeah. How does that work out as a mother and son, family business in a sense?
Well, we're very close. We've always been very, very close. And he's a lot like my dad. I have to throw in my mother and father were both very musical and artistic. My mother was a piano player. My father was very theatrical. My mother ended up with dementia. And so I think this is where this was born. When she had the dementia, I thought to myself, I need to pass this on. And so, I started working on singing with them, my mother and my father, who ended up in the nursing home. And then I thought, it is so important to share this music with people and these memories, because especially with my mom having dementia, memories are so important. And even my photos, I tell people, please don't think I'm the most vain person in the world. I want to get across the decades. Like I'm wearing clip earrings today.
Okay.
These are my mother's clip earrings.
Okay.
And I, if you see them in a photo, people will message me and say, "Oh my gosh, I wore those,"
Is
or
that
"I
right?
did this." I have saddle shoes on. They'll say, "I used to wear those." It's all about clicking memories.
Yeah.
And in the way of Dave, I used to share this stuff with him, and his grandfather used to talk to him about this stuff all
okay.
the time.
Oh, yeah.
We're big on memories.
Yeah.
And so it was just perfect for him to come into it. And my younger son plays the piano, but he works up in, where does he work?
Valencia.
Valencia.
Yeah, he's in Valencia.
In Valencia, so it's too hard for him to sing with
Yeah.
me or do anything.
Well,
but-
you're talking about music and memories, and I've done shows before on the topic, especially people with dementia, because a lot of music triggers something in their brains, and they break out of whatever fog they're in when they hear particular songs.
Oh, absolutely. If I sing "See You Later, Alligator," they know it immediately. Especially How Much Is That Doggy in the Window? They can sing every word. Country Roads from John Denver, they'll sing every word. And my mom was the same way. She'd be very quiet, and then I would sing something that I knew she knew, and all of a sudden she'd start singing with me. It just ignites something in their brain. I'm in your group. Like, I'm from the 60s as a kid. Music therapy was really new when I was going to school. I probably would have studied that if I would have had the chance.
Right.
And so Dave and I, it's kind of our main mission is everything we wear, everything we do is to bring back a memory and make you smile and then bring that music with it.
But it seems like you're just natural performers.
I think it comes from my family. I have a cousin who went to New York. She was, she tried to do Broadway stuff. It's just something that was there. My mother played the piano by ear, and my younger son plays the piano by ear.
That's
So
quite
we're
a
blessed.
talent.
It's a
Yeah,
God thing.
talented
It's like, thank
family.
you, Lord.
Yeah. And your husband, does he just like say, okay, yeah, I'm going to go golfing. You guys go.
Well, he's a comedian. He's
Oh, is that
very,
right?
very
Yeah,
funny.
he's very
He's
funny,
really
yeah.
funny. And now that he's going to bring the dog, he's the
Yeah.
trainer.
Oh,
He's
okay.
fabulous with our dog.
Okay.
What I'm going to do is sing "How Much Is That Doggy in the Window." He's bringing the dog in, and then I'm going to say to my audience, "Let's sing to Mr. Cookie."
Okay.
And we're going to sing while he runs around and
Yeah.
play, and they can pet him and love on him. And he's very tall, big dog.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So it's going to be perfect.
So the next act is going to be Vintage Debbie Goes to the Dogs.
That's right.
Exactly.
I went to the dogs years ago. I'll admit it.
Well, we're going to talk more with Vintage Debbie and Davey, and we're talking about her act and what they do, how many times they perform, where they perform. It's a vital part of our area, and you talk talked about being out in Zelienople. Do you do the Christmas parade there, and do you do?
We
or
have.
They have a Halloween something or other.
We
going on
have.
there?
I've cut back a little bit on the parades because, again, getting to, especially, my heart is mostly with personal care, memory care, skilled nursing, those places. The people that live there, it's hard for them to go places.
Yeah.
So we bring it to them. But we have been in the parades,
Yes.
and, we enjoy them. They're fun.
How many shows a year do you do?
That's a great question that I don't know.
It seems like your calendar's always full.
It's always full. If I could sing every day if I wanted to. I could sing it every day. I try now. My husband just retired, and I try to sing the first 2.5 weeks of the month and give him the end.
Oh, okay.
Because we have an RV called the Cookie Jar, and we like to take our dog places. But I always bring a costume just in case I'm someplace and somebody might want to sing or wear something fun, I'm just about memories. I even do a I Love Lucy thing. I dress up
I've
as
seen
Lucy,
that,
and I go through all the old TV shows, and people just think that's the coolest, and I love that too.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Vintage Debbie is with us. Her son Davey Wagner is here as well. We're going to take a short break and then continue on the best of Beaver County.
Have you ever wanted to work in radio? Well, now is your chance. St. Barnabas Broadcasting is a network of 11 radio stations, and we are looking for account executives to introduce St. Barnabas Broadcasting and digital media to new prospective clients and grow existing ones. Experience in sales is preferred. Interested prospective candidates can apply by sending their resume to fsparks@beavercountyradio.com or by calling 724-444-JOBS.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
This is the best of Beaver County, and joining us this morning is Vintage Debbie and her son Davey, and they perform all over the place. It's hard to keep up with them, but you do have a Facebook page where people can see where you are, when you're going to be there.
Yes. If you get the Beaver County or Pittsburgh Senior News, all my content information is in there, and it tells you how to get. I have a private group page.
Okay.
I used to have a public one, but I was hacked and I lost all my contacts. So I tell people it's private now. I actually have 2 group pages. I'm crazy. I am. I have Walking Down Memory Lane with Vintage Debbie, which goes with the Pittsburgh Senior News, which I love writing that column for. And if they want to be in that column, go to that page because I ask a question every day, a memory question. Okay. Like, I'll ask, what do you remember about your high school prom or whatever? And then you could be featured in my column. They comes out seasonally, the senior news. So like the June one that's coming out is all about fathers and fishing.
Oh, okay.
Fathers and fishing. So I had lots of people answer that. So that information's there. And then I have another private page for people who just want my act, and that's Vintage Debbie's Music and Memories.
Okay.
But they're private. You have to request to be in there. My email is in the Beaver County and Pittsburgh Senior News, and you can always get me that way, through the email.
Excellent. I graduated in 1976.
I'm a 1979er. Okay.
Theme of my prom was "We May Never Pass This Way Again," a Seals and Crofts tune.
Oh, I love that song.
And my
I
date
love that song.
is my wife. And we've been married 45 years now.
Oh, yay.
So that's where it goes.
I should have asked you. I'm sorry. That's awesome. And what color did she wear?
Blue.
And what color did you wear?
I had blue. I had a blue tux. We had, the ruffles down the front and the, ruffles on the sleeves and all that stuff. My hair was down to here.
Of course.
It was red.
I was just telling him in the 70s, the hair was the thing.
Oh, yeah.
They even had mutton chops, remember?
Yeah.
You guys remember mutton chops?
Right. But in 1970, it was my senior year, I couldn't grow a beard at that time.
Oh no, that's a whole different story.
Peach fuzz.
I would love to see your prom picture if
no,
you
you
still
wouldn't.
have it. I would absolutely post it. He knows me because
say,
he's
no.
on Facebook with me.
You say, no, that's not you. No.
I honestly love all that memory stuff. It's so much fun.
Yeah, how
but
did
you
you-
will have to answer sometimes so you get in
Sure.
my column. I would
All
love
right.
that.
Vintage Debbie, where'd you come up with the name?
Well, I used to be in an act called Deb and Ken's Sentimental Journey. And since I'm from Cincinnati, those of you who know Doris Day know she sang Sentimental Journey. And so I was going to just take that name, and I thought, no, that's with a pair. I shouldn't do that. So I researched it. Retro is 25 years. Vintage is 50 years. And I thought, well, I'm vintage. And people always said that I reminded them of Debbie Reynolds for some reason. I'm kind of
Sure.
perky, I guess.
Yeah.
And I am blonde. So I thought vintage Debbie so that's where I got that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as far as if people are looking for you to book you
Yes.
and Davey, how do they get in touch with you? Because, as I said, your calendar is pretty full now.
I'm completely full for 2025.
Wow.
I'm completely
That's awesome.
full. Yeah.
Yeah, that is awesome.
God bless.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Yeah. No, I really think part of it is people love to walk down memory lane. They just really do. And I want to thank Lynn Webster and Gina Mazza, who helped me do the Beaver County and Pittsburgh Senior News, because honestly, that's where I get most of my gigs. All my information is at the end of my column. So people will just call and write, because I have that information in there. And so I don't even have to. And people talk about me.
Yeah.
And again,
Sure.
I don't think it's all me. I think it's these memories. People just love to talk about their memories. My shows are completely interactive. You don't just sit there. You have to dance. You have to tell me a memory. You have to sing a song, and sometimes people will come dressed up as the theme.
Oh, yeah.
They'll say,
we've had
we're
that.
doing this thing, and that's fun too,
Yeah.
so.
That's interesting because,
Yeah.
naturally, I think you are natural performers.
Thank you.
I'm naturally an introvert. So I can do this
Really?
all day long, but if you find me off the air, I'm really not that talkative. I
would
don't
have
do
never
that.
known that.
Yeah, very,
Oh my gosh,
very
that's
shy and
crazy.
introverted. Out of this room where I talk to myself all day. But-
See, he's telling you secrets.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is great. Is your wife the extrovert?
Oh yes,
Okay.
yes. She could talk to anybody.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
But-
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
I want to meet her.
But that's okay, yeah. You can meet her, and I'll go
I was
away
going
for
to
an
say,
hour and a
we'll
half.
just kick you out of the room.
But this is something that you've always been. Even you, Davey, was this natural to you, or did your mom pull it out of you?
I was to go back like I don't know, 6. I was the only little drummer boy for what was that? What was that?
For Divine Mercy.
For Divine
School.
Mercy,
okay.
yeah, the only little drummer boy.
That's
it was
how
like
we know Doug from
Yeah,
Divine Mercy.
okay.
90.
Yeah.
What was that? Like 96 or something?
Who
97.
knows
I don't
where
know.
you're-
Anyways,
Okay.
yeah, I
97
did
maybe.
that, and then I sang at Lincoln Park's honors choir. I sang at WVU at one point with honors choir there, and
So you've never been shy.
no,
Never.
not
Never.
particularly.
Don't have to
no.
pull it out of him.
He used to take all the neighborhood kids and do movies with them,
Yeah.
make movies.
In fact, I do have a short film that we just
Yeah.
worked on through the 48 hour in Pittsburgh. It'll be at the Carnegie Science Center.
Oh, yeah, we
she's-
should say something
she's
about that.
about
too.
that, yeah.
With,
We do a lot.
Yeah, with PJ. He's the city producer there,
Sure,
and
yeah.
we're doing a 48-hour film. It's called The Folks You'll Meet at the California Coffee Bar.
Which is
And
in
it's
Bellevue.
Which is
Okay.
in Bellevue. It's our
Okay.
friend Karis. She owns a coffee bar out in it's near Bellevue. It's,
Yeah. Oh,
it's
that's right. It's actually
I think
Brighton
it's Brighton
Heights.
Heights. Yeah. Anyways, details.
Yeah,
It's by Johnny Halo's Ginchi things.
Oh, I
it's
know.
right by
Yeah.
there.
I know
48
Jack.
hours.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Film,
He's the
film
coolest.
contest. You have to make a film within 48 hours.
In fact-
it was
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh, it was fun.
In fact, when I was doing PCNC, I had Jack, and he brought in Porky Chedwick at the time. So
how
I got
cool.
a chance to meet Pork the Torque. So you're doing this 48 hours. So people should stop in the coffee shop, or you already have it filmed?
It's already
It's
filmed.
already filmed, yep.
May 17th.
May 17th, we are Group B.
At the Science Center.
At the Science Center. And I did this specific film for my two good friends, Simon and Megan. They just had a baby. And this film is actually a time capsule piece for that, for their baby. In fact, we have a cutout at the end where we basically say, "We love you, baby Grace."
Nice.
So it's like just good feelings.
Yeah.
that kind
So
of
it's
thing.
going to be at the Science Center. You see all these films because there's a competition. But at some point, we will be able to share it on social media.
Yes,
We will be out because a lot of people won't be able to go.
I think it'll be the end of the month I'll be able to, but I have to ask the city producer in order to when I can release it after their awards and everything.
right.
Yeah, this is a big competition. I think it's
And Lincoln Park's in it too.
Yeah, Lincoln Park's in it too.
Yeah, I think they're Group C.
Yeah.
The Science Center.
Yeah,
Okay,
very
awesome.
cool stuff. And we're also going to be at the Library Con. I wanted to throw that
Oh,
one
okay.
in too.
we'll be at
When is that
Library
taking
Con.
place?
We do Library Con too, which is in October. That's through the libraries. That's for younger people mostly and teenagers. But it is fun for seniors because Vintage Debbie is coming dressed as a Pan Am flight attendant.
Okay.
Because Davey's setting up. You want to talk about?
Yeah, so I'm building kind of the campus. I got to 3D print some tiny parts of the CCBC campus, and then what I'm going to have is I'll have goggles, and we'll do what's called a fly along, which is when I operate and fly. But I have to build and this is kind of I guess I'll call this my September project. My September project is I've got to build basically a flat out airplane that I'm going to have wings, and then we'll have 6 seats that people can sit. People can put the goggles on, and we're just kind of going to do this fun airline thing. And this is for Heritage.
Heritage Air.
Yeah, for the museum kind of related.
He was going to try to do
Beaver County?
a little fundraising for them.
Yeah, Tom Gargaro, we know him well. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, they're connected to the libraries.
Okay.
They do a lot with
Yes.
the libraries. We've gone out there. Maybe you were even out there. They had one of the big planes, and the history and the Heinz history people came out.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
There's
Yeah.
a lot. Anyway,
We
we
love
could
the
talk
Thunder
about
Pig.
a lot of
The
stuff.
Thunder Pig's absolutely.
Oh,
have you
yes.
been, have you
Yeah.
been in
Oh,
it?
yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful, isn't it?
It's cool.
We're going to continue with Vintage Debbie and Davey. Once again, people can get a hold of you through basically the senior magazines.
Yes, or they can just look me up on social media. If you put Vintage Debbie on Facebook or Instagram, I'll pop up.
Okay.
I'm like the only Vintage Debbie out there. So far,
She
I'll pop
is
up.
the Vintage Debbie.
I am crazy.
On the Best of Beaver County, Vintage Debbie and Davey Wagner, and this is the St. Barnabas Radio Network.
Thank you for listening to the Best of Beaver County. St. Barnabas is pleased to have provided content and sponsorship for the program. Tune in this Sunday at 11:30 for an encore presentation of today's program on Beaver County Radio. And next Thursday at 11 for another edition of the Best of Beaver County on WBVP, WMBA, and 99.3 FM.
Patriot Home Care is now hiring caregivers. Are you a caring and compassionate individual looking for a reliable income with benefits? Then call Patriot Home Care today. Benefits include health insurance, life insurance, paid vacation after 1 year, and 1.5 times hourly pay for overtime plus holiday hours. Patriot Home Care employees provide personal care, conversation and companionship, medication reminders, light housekeeping and laundry, meal preparation, and errands. Start your career in home care today and call Patriot Home Care at 724-506-8911 or apply online at patriothomecare.org.
It's McDonald's and it's something new. Introducing McDonald's McCrispy Chicken Strips. Available in 3 or 4 pieces. Get it with a combo meal too and try their new creamy chili sauce. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
There's never been a better time to buy a new Ford than right now. And Moon Township Ford is the only place to visit where you'll be treated like family and find incredible savings with the From America for America employee price event on almost every new 2024 and 2025 Ford. Browse through the monthly local Pennsylvania Ford specials at the Moon Township Ford website and visit the showroom to take your new vehicle for a test drive. Don't wait to take advantage of the employee pricing and 5.9% APR financing for 72 months on a 24 Ford F-150. Take advantage of employee pricing on not only the Bronco Sport, but also the full-size Ford Bronco. These prices are the lowest Bronco has ever been, so don't wait and hurry in because they may expire at the end of the month. Moon Township Ford, University Boulevard, Moon Township.
Falcone's Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
Well, we're having fun. We hope you are as well. We are visited today by vintage Debbie Wagner and her son Davey Wagner, and they are just a talented family. I'm trying to think Partridge Family. Where does this all come from?
We sing the Partridge Family. Yeah,
we have. Yep.
Come on, get happy.
Yeah.
We sing that one.
So there's your Shirley Jones again.
Shirley Jones. That's right.
Yeah.
She's a Pittsburgh girl.
Right.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Where do you come up with the costumes that you wear?
Well, it comes from my parents, Bob and Eileen Smith. My sister's name was Sherry. I'm from Cincinnati. We loved Doris Day. We loved musical theater. My mother and father